Hey guys, Elmila right here, and last weekend I visited one of the most anticipated off-season events for all coaster enthusiasts, Cedar Point Winter Chill Out. It's a very fun event that raises funds for an organization called A Kid Again and gives a behind-the-scenes look at the park during the off-season. I had an amazing time and I'm super glad that I got to go. Before we start the video, I just want to mention that I'm sorry for all the people who tried to get in but didn't get in because of the lottery system. Hopefully you can go next year. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick recap and review of my visit so that if you missed it, you can still know what was going on. Unlike last year's self-guided tours, this year was guided, and while I didn't visit last year, I heard that many people like the self-guided tours better because you got to go at your own pace. However, I thought the guided tours were pretty cool. You got to stay with the people in your group and have a specific guide to tell you information that you may not have known otherwise. I'll get to any information regarding Untitled Dragster towards the end of the video, but I'm going to cover some of the locations we got to visit on our guided tour. Possibly my favorite stop during the tour was the Millennium Forest Tunnels. This was my first time getting to see behind the scenes and get that close to a coaster, and I was amazed. I got some great pictures of the Millennium Forest tunnels and other attractions at the park. Walking through the tunnels is an experience that I don't think I will ever forget, and it gave me a new perspective of the ride. Another place we got to visit was the sign and animation shop. This housed all of the signs of current and former attractions. The Wicked Twister sign was in the shop, as well as signs for Mantis and Mean Streak. They had a timeline of all the coasters at Cedar Point in the first part of the shop as well. The back part of the shop housed all of the skeletons and animatronics for Halloweekends and props for other events as well. Speaking of Halloweekends, we got to tour the slaughterhouse with the lights on, which was pretty cool to see all the props they had up for the haunted houses. And another location we got to visit was the costume shop, which is where they stored all of the costumes for characters and performances during the regular season, as well as Halloweekends costumes. We were not allowed to take any sort of photography in this section of the tour, but it was very cool to see how they managed and stored the costumes for the park. We were also able to tour the engine house, which housed the trains for the park. It was very cool to see how they worked on them and learn cool facts about the Cedar Point and Lake Erie Railroad. We also toured the laundry facility, which did the laundry for the Cedar Point hotels and employees of the park. I thought that this would be pretty boring, but seeing extremely large washers and a sheet folder wasn't that bad. Another spot we got to tour was the ride maintenance shop. They had cars from some of the coasters at Cedar Point and displayed parts of the coasters to see how they work. It was very cool to learn about what goes on during the off-season and how they do it. We got a card to use at the arcade, and they had a few games open, and you could put your name in to win the Steel Vengeance scale model. Whoever wins is going to have a large area to put that, and that's not me, so I'm not getting it. The cheese car was on display for people to get their picture taken, and then lunch was served. Presentation was talking about restaurant closures in the Grand Pavilion. Nothing much was said about Dragster except for a slide at the end saying how high is too high for a coaster. And none of the questions that were answered were about Dragster. If you would like to know more about the restaurant closures and relocations, you can watch some more in-depth videos, but however, I'm not going to be covering it in this video. Alright, to the construction and speculation part of the video. Wild Mouse has its track complete and the whole boardwalk area looks like it's coming along very well. The Wild Mouse track has very bright colors and the cars each have a name. The whole boardwalk section is starting to look very visually appealing and I can't wait to see it when it's finished. You probably want to know about Dragster, and well, the only thing that's pretty much left is the top hat. The launch and brake supports are still there, but the track is missing. All the station is pretty much ripped out, including Iron Dragon track behind Dragster. This could be for annual maintenance or a backward spike, but at this point it could be anything. So let me know your thoughts down below. The only other thing that was there was a board that had rule number 8 written on it at multiple locations during the tour. One of them had 2024 written next to it. According to the videos I've seen, people going Saturday, they said rule number 9 for them. The only thing that I can think of is an announcement date, like August 9th or September 8th, but I'm not sure. When we asked our tour guide, they said they knew nothing about it, so I don't know. Let me know your thoughts of what this could mean down in the comments below, and that's all I have, so thank you guys for watching.